Hello, Talking Fight fans around the world. Welcome once again to another episode of the Olympics taking place this July in Tokyo. Joining me today, Christian from the Friday Night Panel with his findings. What have you found, Christian? What have you found?
Ongoing news in the world of amateur sport is our work up towards the Olympics is really what we're on right now. So as we covered a little earlier in the weekend, part of last week, we were talking about the big tournament, the Stranja tournament, which was happening in Sofia in Bulgaria, with a lot of these tournaments going towards helping out international rankings, which are going to help due to the world qualifiers being canceled in Paris. Stranja, however, was not the only tournament going on. Well, it was last week. This week we've moved on, and we're actually into the Boxam tournament in Spain. So obviously, with these international federations, they're trying to get their boxers out to a lot of different places. They kind of have to pick and choose which of these tournaments they're sending boxers to, because you're not going to see fighters fighting, last week in Bulgaria and then, hopping on a plane and fighting a week later another full tournament in Spain. So this is a fair-sized tournament, but it's not quite as old as the one in Sofia. This is the 35th edition of the Boxam tournament, and it is going to be the highlight of the international boxing, for international boxing events this week. The official draw was held in Castellón de la Plana, Spain, where it was confirmed that 127 boxers from 4 confederations and 17 countries are going to be taking part. First day of the preliminaries is going on right now as we speak. It started at 4 p.m. local time, so about 10 a.m. where we are here. And winners from today's bouts are going to go on to the quarterfinals. A little bit about the history of the tournament here. First edition of the Boxam tournament was held in Almeria, Spain in 1976, where Spain, France, Italy, and Denmark earned gold medals. Morocco was the first African nation to take part in that event, also in 1976, whereas Venezuela became the first American nation in 1977. South Korea and the Philippines were both added to that list, representing Asian countries in 2003. And bringing up the rear, finally, the Australians and New Zealand joined the Boxam tournament to represent Oceania. The 1992 edition of the Boxam tournament was actually used as a pre-runner, as a run-up for the Olympics that were held in Barcelona. Cuba's world champion Roberto Balaldo, Juan Hernandez, and Juan Carlos Lemos won titles there in 92. The current head coach of the national Spanish team, Rafael Lozano Munoz, won silver at that event as well. Women's boxing officially joined Boxam in 2008 when Russia's 2-time AIBA champion Sofia Ochigava won her weight category. The 2015 edition of Boxam was a preparation event that they used for the European Games, the first ever European Games, and reached a record number of participants for that. That's where we saw stars such as Mira Potkonen, who we were watching earlier this week out of Finland, Gabrielle Escobar from Spain, Naomi Graham from the U.S. Again, we were watching her earlier this week as well. Sammy Lee from Wales. They all won titles in the last couple of years. A couple of key facts about the tournament here. We're going to be seeing 127 boxers. That's going to be split between 80 men and 47 women. The men's lightweight category, or 63 kilogram, is going to be the largest weight category that is going to be taking place at this particular tournament. They'll have 15 boxers participating in that. Following nations are competing at the 35th annual Boxam. We've got Belgium, Chile, Denmark, Ecuador, France, India, Italy, Kazakhstan, Lithuania, Monaco, Morocco, Panama, Puerto Rico, Romania, Russia, Spain, and the United States of America. So today is just the preliminary fights, as I mentioned. They're actually going on as we speak. So if you're interested in seeing some preliminary action, feel free after we're done here to hop over. I believe the AIBA is posting links to the live stream on their Facebook page. So one of the things that you and I have been talking about, Graham, over the course of the last week on the heels of Stranja has been how strong a showing we've been seeing from the Indian team, the Indian Boxing Federation. And Boxam looks like it's going to be no different again. 6-time world champion MC Mary Kom is going to be spearheading a 14-member Indian boxing team at this tournament. So strong showing from the Indians. Besides Mary Kom, the team also has Commonwealth Games silver medalist Manish Kaushik, 63 kilograms again. Now, the duo are the highlight of the Indian team, and they're set to make a return for the first time since the Asian Olympic qualifiers, which were held just about a year ago now in Jordan. So first time they're stepping in the ring. The Indian team is also going to consist in total of 8 men and 6 women, including 9 of which who have already qualified for the Tokyo Olympics. So what we're seeing here from the Indian side is they've already got a bunch of their guys have already qualified here. So they're taking some of the younger boxers and they're getting them that international experience, and they're keeping their boxers smart. They're keeping them sharp. They're keeping them trained. They're keeping them on their toes, as opposed to resting them up for Tokyo at this point in time. But we're not seeing guys like Deepak Kumar and that who just fought obviously last week. They're not hopping flights to Spain for this one. But I'm going to be watching this over the next quarterfinals are tomorrow. Semifinals are going to be taking place Thursday, and Friday we should have some coverage of the finals themselves. So I'm excited because that means lots more boxing for me to watch.
Unlike Stranya, though, who I believe the Olympic Committee were hosting on their website, the Olympic Committee is not hosting these webcasts.
So the Olympic channel itself is not putting this one up. They did run a story on this tournament about a week ago, just mentioning that it was coming up. But I was checking this morning and didn't see any live broadcasts coming from the Olympic channel. There's always the possibility that they may only be doing the finals. They weren't doing every day of the Stranya tournament either. The preliminaries, I don't believe they covered. So there's a possibility that may just be coming down the pipeline. But if you're looking to see the prelim action right now, you can find it through the International Boxing Association's Facebook page. They'll have links to live streams there.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that in our comment section. Thanks. Does that wrap us up for today?
Well, that's the big news. That's in the world of amateur boxing. That's what's going on right now in our run up to the Olympics. Is the big news is Boxam now that Stranya is finally behind us.
That's awesome. That's fantastic news, quite frankly. I mean, we had made mention of the Spanish tournament last week, but this is great to get details and to find out that they're streaming live. And I'm looking forward to seeing what countries are participating, who's got the finalists that are making these podiums. Because I'm telling you, I'm really looking forward to Tokyo. I think it's going to be a great event.
Anyone who's got the time to watch some of these bouts really should take the time, because it is a different game, and we've talked about this many times, than the professionals, as it's going to be more based on speed and scoring than it is about trying to really, just to stagger and knock your opponent down or control the pace of the fight and things like that they're judging you on in a pro match versus an amateur match. But also because we don't necessarily, especially here in the West, we don't always get, and we've talked about this before as well, we don't get the news all the time about things like what's happening in the Indian Boxing Federation. What are the Kazakhs up to? What are the Bulgarians up to? And we're seeing from these other tournaments that are happening, now that people are starting to pay a bit more attention because it is an Olympic year, we're seeing big fights. We're seeing names that, we don't get over on this side, and we're seeing some world-class boxing. So anyone who doesn't want to be completely in the lurch come Tokyo, the best thing I can recommend is to get online, watch some of these replays from Stranya, watch watch what's going on this week in Spain. You can find the bouts from the qualifiers that have already taken place, and familiarize yourself with the names of some of these fighters, because some of these people are contenders, and you wouldn't necessarily know if you're just going in going, all right, well, who's fighting from my country, and then going, oh, we came in 22nd. If you want to have a decent idea of what's going to be going on in the actual tournament when we get down to, the big show, so to speak, the best thing I can recommend is watching some of these other internationals that are going on in the run up to the Olympics.
Right. Thanks very much, Christian. I appreciate that report, and I'm sure our viewers do as well. It's like I said, it's great to see these tournaments going on. It's great to see the run up. It's gearing up to Tokyo. The more I see on the Tokyo front, by the way, confirmation every day that more and more pieces of the puzzle being put in place to hold that event in Tokyo. There are some athletes who are choosing not to go to Tokyo because they're scared of getting, the coronavirus. But at the end of the day, it seems like a lot of people are gearing up, and there's more people going than not, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, we're seeing positive stories every day from various sports federations outside of the boxing world that have been really positive as well.
Yeah. All good. Well, thanks very much for your report. Appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Remember,
Yeah, we'll chat a
viewership.
little bit more about Boxam tomorrow, and I'll let you know how the quarters are starting to shape up. And again, we'll get a little deeper into it closer to the end of the week.
Awesome. Sounds great. Remember, viewership, like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribing, remember to hit that notification bell. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Have a good one.